Have you been hearing all about the different costs, fees, and expenses when it comes to buying a home and being a homeowner? If you were completely clear on the different charges and the outlays you'll need to come up with, would that make you more comfortable with the process and actually moving forward with getting pre-approved? In today's lesson, I'm going to go over all of the different expenses, costs, and fees that you'll pay as part of buying a home, as well as some little known costs that you'll need to plan ahead for once you're a homeowner. Check it out.
Maybe explain the difference between the list price and the sales price.
The list price is what the seller is going to pick to market their home at. They're going to strategize with that listing agent to look at comparable homes, to look at the market, to look at the economy, to look at all of these factors and come up with that price that's going to go online when you're looking at a website or the MLS or something. What is the price that it's going to be marketed at? That's the list price, okay? But let's talk about the sale price now. The sale price is the actual price that the home ultimately sells for. The sales price can be a lot higher than the list price. Understand that the list price is just the marketed price. The sale price is that final price that someone's going to pay for it after the negotiations, after the transaction is complete. And sometimes the sale price can change all the way up until just before the closing.
What are some common unexpected fees when buying a home?
Yeah, there's so many of them. So credit report fees, origination fees, escrow fees, attorney fees, courier fees, processing fees, recording fees, notary fees, homeowner association transfer fees. And there's others on top of that. And I know it sounds crazy, but that's just a one helping of those fees. So how are you going to know? You're going to get a loan estimate from your mortgage advisor early in the process.
What can this total up to be, though?
Depending on the area, the taxes, and the particulars, anywhere from 3 to 5% of the price of the home. On top of your down payment, I usually even buffer it a little, and I'll tell my buyers that, have an extra $1,000 or $2,000 available, because you just never know something else that may be needed, like a land survey or a reinspection on an appraisal, these type of things. So a couple hundred here, a couple hundred there, it can really add up. You need to have a mortgage advisor that's going to really walk you through this, because your realtor's not. The appraiser, they're not. The home inspector's not. The one that it really sits on the shoulders of is the loan officer, the mortgage advisor.
What about an appraisal?
Appraisals make sure that the buyer is not overpaying for the home. Your example, $300,000 home. We're giving you money based on the home being worth $300,000. We have the appraiser go out as the lender to ensure that the home is worth at least $300,000 or more. If it's not, then we got to renegotiate. You need to make up the difference. There's, some protocols that we go through.
What are some of the other ongoing maintenance costs when it comes to owning a home?
One thing a lot of first-time buyers, doesn't cross their mind is furniture, utilities, cleaning costs, landscaping, gutter cleaning, repairs, snow plowing.
You're killing me. I don't know. Maybe what is your top advice for people who are looking to save? You want to save up for your first home.
So understand that the home purchase is going to be the largest purchase you make in your life. It's bigger than anything else from a dollar standpoint. So treat it like that. You want to plan, and you want to plan ahead. The earlier you can start planning, the earlier you can start saving, the more successful you're going to be when it comes to buying a home, and the less stressful it's going to be during the home buying process. Realize that credit and savings take time to build. Most people aren't making 6- and 7-figure incomes when they buy their first home.
What are some of the common pitfalls for first-time home buyers then?
First-time buyers need to be keeping their money for buying a home in a non-volatile, like a savings money market, something that's liquid and easy to get to that won't have ups and downs. The other thing is you want to consider the break-even period. A very common pitfall I see with first-time buyers is people buying a home when they're only going to stay there for a couple of years. That's not a good move. If it's not at least 5 years, then you really need to closely evaluate, is it even worth buying a home?
What's the term house poor? What does that mean?
It means that people feel broke when they actually buy their home, because they spent so much money up front on closing costs, on down payment, and now maybe they went from paying $1,500 a month, now they're paying $2,000 a month or more. And it's like you feel completely broke, and we call it house poor because your home is the thing that's making you feel like that. But it's mainly really the first couple of years that happens. Then things level out. You feel more comfortable.
What is the best way to plan ahead for maintenance and other routine housing expenses?
Having an emergency or rainy day fund is important, like we've been talking about. You want to make sure it's easily accessible. Savings account, money market, something that's tied to your bank account so you can easily transfer money to and from. The amount that you should have, I recommend 3 to 6 months worth of your expenses. So if your expenses are $2,000 a month, 3 to 6 months worth, do the math in your particular scenario. That's the amount that you want to have in your savings, in your emergency fund, and regularly top it off. If you take $1,000 out for an emergency, then make sure that you're putting that money back in so that you don't end up house poor. I hope that now you're starting to see that buying a home doesn't have to be scary. As long as you know what you're getting into, you're working with someone that's transparent and can break it all down for you, you can have a successful and stress-free process. If you found value in today's lesson, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also click the bell so you get notified on all of our future content. You can reach me directly if you'd like a personal consultation. I'm licensed in Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Florida, and you can contact me via call, text, or private message. Again, I hope that helps, and we'll talk to you soon.